Hey Dave. Hey Boater. What do you get when you take two out-of-shape nerds and force them to do some sort of physical activity for the enjoyment of the sadists on the other side of the internet?
Did Dan finally put down that one of us has to die? Is that what this is?
Oh, no, that's my pet shoulder.
I was going to say, wait a minute.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Nerd Classes podcast. I'm Boater.
I'm Dave Man.
And we are here in the Pickleball court on the location in the studio, in the Insane Games TV studio. I actually didn't think through my intro for this. I had a joke, but I figured it'd be a little long and people would be like, what the hell is going on here? We've got some gaming topics tonight. We've got our usual features. But first, Dave, do you fancy a match?
How many games of pickleball have you played?
2.
Okay. I have officially won. Dan absolutely killed me. And then we played pickleball where he then killed me.
Well, when I say a game of pickleball, I mean like I volleyed it amicably for a while.
So I am the only one that's had a game of pickleball.
Yes,
okay.
So I'm unranked currently.
And I played.
These are the paddles that are the bowling lane community paddles. Yours is. Hold on, Dave. I'll be right back. Actually, hold on.
This one's got a really nice divot where somebody very clearly went boosh. The hell is that?
Mine.
Can someone please play the Admiral Akbar? It's a trap.
Dave, I've had this for 24 hours. It came in off Amazon yesterday.
All right, so I've just reset the microphone. You're pretty much just going to hear a lot of Johnny and Dan, and then some of the two of us. Hopefully, not just screaming as lint tendons tear and shit like that happens. But
we've got thanks to Dan, who is going to be keeping an eye on chat over there, and thanks to Johnny, who is off camera in the sky, having fun, sometimes yelling at us. Dave, a little bit of volleying to warm up.
sure.
This will be the first time I've actually used this.
All right.
Cool. I'm happy with that. I'm feeling good about my chances here, Dave.
Okay.
Oh, still a little slick back here.
So for those of you who have watched a lot of Insane Games TV, you're probably thinking, this room looks different. And yes, you're right. We tore up the walls yesterday, and so that this could happen. Wow, this, by the way, after you watch Motor and I play pickleball abysmally, make sure to tune in on Insane Games live this Saturday. Dan, do you have a start time for the tournament?
Probably 1 o'clock.
Around 1 o'clock, there and abouts, to see all of the actually competitive people playing pickleball, and then probably me and Boater thrown in as some sort of rodeo clown entertainment in the middle.
One more volley, and then we'll actually play according to rules that I can only surmise at.
Sure. Hooray!
That's legal.
That was in. That was off the wall. That was legal. That was in.
So that was the volley. Do you want to start?
Volley for serve.
Volley for serve?
Okay.
And Boater.
Oh god, they're going to the store.
The secret is, Boater and I are both out of shape, so whoever has to go get the ball is at a disadvantage.
It's true.
So for those of you who don't know,
Nice.
for pickleball, because I know a lot of you watching are
Behind?
Yeah, from back there, you have to get it into the front box, and Dave has to let it bounce and return it into the front box, not the extra
Okay.
thing there. And then after
And
that,
then after that, it's
Whatever.
It goes cool. Nope.
can't let it bounce first either.
Okay, so it's not serve off bounce. All right.
Yeah.
Dave, what are we playing to? Or is it just until one of us collapses?
Officially, pickleball is to 11
Okay.
Whether or not we hit the time limit for that to happen, you'll see. Oh my God, one of us has to score. Zero serving.
It's gonna be a defensive game, Dave.
All right. Ricky Room! Ricky Room!
Again, you notice his strategy. He's making me go into another room to go get the ball. No ceiling? We are establishing no ceiling. We're simply walking you guys through the rules.
So that on Saturday, you truly can be in the pickle.
Oh my God. These two over here, like, what are we doing? Which is exactly what I'm asking myself on the court.
Why? This is fun as hell. All right! Still no hitting the ceiling.
It almost went in the box though.
Almost. Yeah, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. Son of a bitch.
Chat says you guys need helmet, knee pads, and elbow pads.
I mean, I have a full set. Do you want half of it? All right, zero
Come
serving
on.
zero.
Look at that.
Ah, why did I
Did
try
I
to
have to
return
return it
that?
to the opposite
No,
corner?
it doesn't matter after the set.
Okay.
When you come up to the thing, you can't go in front of the line,
Okay.
and then that's about it.
Okay. Cool. So, Dave, that was on your serve.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
All right.
it's,
So,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
so I scored nothing, but
Yep.
Chat says the only winner is going to be the hospital with the medical bills after this match.
hey, voter, how
It's
good's your insurance?
I plead the fifth.
I win! Zero serving zero. Ah. So I get a point for that, right?
Why?
Because it didn't make it, because the return didn't make it
No,
to
the
the box,
return,
right?
return is fine.
Oh, I thought you said return has to be to the front box as well.
No, it just has to not be like in that back.
Oh,
So it can
okay.
bounce here?
It can't go all the way back.
Yeah, just can't go to that. Yeah, it's fine up there. But
Oh,
it can't go
so-
in that little,
That's your serve then?
this little wall.
Because I did not pursue it.
Yep.
Wait, is it 1-0 now?
No,
Oh, never mind.
it's 0.
Right. Okay. We're getting serves. We're getting proper. We're getting some
Like-
proper
It's
serves.
like 14 points in. It's 0. It's fine.
Zero
We're
serving zero.
getting Dave. Dave is serving left.
All right. So, Boder, while
Yes.
we're playing, did you hear about that PS5 stock?
I heard something about it. Dave, enlighten me.
So, a small company attempted. Jesus.
1-0.
First blood.
A small company attempted to do some PS2 style PlayStation 5s.
Okay.
They, of course, like everything else, immediately sold out. And then the internet got on their high horse and just sent death threats
Oh,
to all of the staff and all
Because
of
that is the appropriate way to respond to anything
So,
internet bound.
they canceled all of it. None of it's being sold anymore.
God.
2-2, 2-0.
I was gonna say 2-0.
I mean, you're 2 of 2 on this. On
Okay,
this play.
fair. What does a PS2 style PS5 look like other than a quarter of size?
It was not even remotely sized. It was just they took the white panels off and painted those black, and then they took the white part of the PS5 controller, painted that black, and then plastered a PS2 logo on it.
Okay.
Chat is saying no more chit chat. We want blood.
That's the
Greg
ingredient.
said go over the rules. Johnny has gone over the rules a little bit and is going over them as they play.
So it's 0 serving 3.
Yes.
Yes.
God.
And I'll go right over to Butter.
All right, cool. Thank you for coming to me, little guy.
What's the score?
3 serving 0. 4 serving 0.
5 serving 0 now.
That it is. All right. Just took me a bit to warm up. That's all.
It's a bloodbath.
6-0.
Yep. Oh.
Let's see you, Dave.
076.
Mr. West says, Dave, you got this.
Who said that?
Mr. West.
Oh, well, not well placed
Oh,
bet, sir.
That's the Mario Party thing of being like, hey, the guy who's in last is totally gonna win this, Dave. You get a star.
I'll take a free point. That's fine.
Okay, cool. 176.
0 serving 6.
Okay.
Why am I standing on the even if I have 0?
Flip Juice is mocking
Because
Boulder by
0.
saying, I've never played before.
Whoops.
So that counts as it.
Yeah.
Then why is this here?
Sir. Besides, he can make lines that go up too. I tried to make it.
Okay.
6-0.
Yep.
Ceiling. It's your serve.
06.
You bounce twice. 5.
So bounce twice is no good.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a point for you.
Cool. Ceiling.
So,
I just like reaching high.
0 serving 7.
Oh, nope. Needs to bounce after the net.
1 serving 7.
Dave has a point.
I have now tied my record of having 1 point in a game. And there it will stay.
New personal best. Well, no, I guess you tied the personal best, Dave. 7 serving 1. Technically, that didn't hit the ceiling.
not
That would have cleared the ceiling if not for the light fixture.
Chad is saying at 10, Boulder has to play with his frozen side.
Oh!
The mask is off, ladies and gentlemen.
In other
In
words-
fact, we're going to Pokemon this.
In other
We're
words, the
getting
game
super
point has to be
serious.
with my GIMP side. All right, all right. Dave, you still have 1 point. I've never seen someone so disappointed to get a 0. Except maybe Frosty the Snowman.
Ah!
out. So unfortunately, you have to let it bounce on your side for the return. Can't hit it in the air first one.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately.
Flip Juice is saying, get some, Johnny.
Why did he come down and play on Saturday?
Ref! 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 1 serving 8? 9?
No, still 7.
Oh, wow. We're ahead of the points, people. 1 serving 7. And now?
7 serving 1.
Mr. West says Johnny stinks at pickleball.
Wow.
That's true.
However, he did spell pickleball wrong.
Fascinating. Tell me more. Oh, wow.
Two points per day. No. Only one. Come on.
Hey, this could be 2.
1 serving 7.
Nope.
Oh, damn it. Oh, damn it all. Pickleball.
Did you just use the word, the name of the sport as an invective?
This is a James Bond moment. I've used the movie title in the movie.
Point Dave.
That's right.
You hit it without it bouncing. It was gonna go out, and his shot went in.
Whoa, Chad's taking
serious.
shots at
I-
Johnny.
I'm pretty sure I hit it off the bounce on the serve, but
No, you didn't.
Okay.
It was gonna go out too.
Okay. Dave, you got 2.
Oh, maybe it was the return. Wait, were you serving that?
Yeah.
Some heavy shots
You
there,
were?
Johnny.
Yeah, he
Oh,
served that.
you're right then. Never mind, it was a shot after. You're right.
Don't give me that. Don't give me that.
It's his point.
No, it's still your point.
No, it's
Oh.
It's still your point. He called it in over
Yeah.
here.
That was on mine.
I will say, at one point during, I think, that volley, you threaded these lights really close.
Oh, yeah.
So it is 2 serving 7?
Yeah.
Other side.
Look at me, 2 points. Yeah. Rise
It's a new lap record!
Perhaps another 45 years of pay increase of some sort. 2 serving 7. All right. Well, that was fun.
I'm like, I'm gonna chance that being out. I don't feel like going for that one.
Two serving 7. This is the game that never ends.
I mean, it took us about 5 minutes to get out of 0-0. Now we're progressing all right.
It just goes on and on.
7 serving 2.
Eight serving 2. Nine serving 2.
Is that in the
Yes,
right
both
side?
on the line.
Okay.
The last 2.
I'm like,
On the line.
if you roll in my favor, I'll take it.
Yep.
Ten serving 2.
You gotta let it bounce.
I was serving.
Yeah, no, you have to let it bounce on his return. It's his first.
That was the
2 points.
question. Okay,
Oh,
okay. Okay, it's not the square, it's the bounce. All right.
So you can't serve and then run straight to the net and smash it down his face. You have to let it bounce one time. And then
That's
you
fair. That's fair.
So we back to 9-2?
Yeah.
It is still 9-2.
And 2 serving 9. And now 9 serving 2.
That's what I was trying to say before. Now you-
Okay, okay, I get you. I get you.
So it's in. There.
Boder
was,
does
it
have the
was.
height as an advantage.
It didn't hurt that much.
Good job. I was like, I don't know about this one.
Flip Juice says Boder is spicy.
Did I serve that or did you?
Chad says slow and steady, Dave.
You
Slow and
served, right?
steady.
I think you served, Dave. It's 3 serving 10.
Yeah. You serve.
First.
Yeah.
All right. Wait. Ah, yes. 3 serving 10. Ah, well. It was a fun game while it lasted.
The call was for me to play Gimp Shoulder.
Oh, God.
That's a
Or game
very
board.
bad idea.
Yeah, probably. Yep. Well, that was fun.
Maybe he's not in the serve.
Maybe not on the serve. Yeah, maybe I'll switch on the return.
3 serving 10. Yes. Yeah.
That was bad shoulder.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Hey, if I keep it within my range of motion, I'm not bad. It went in the right direction, just a bit too much up.
Chad says, whoa, left-handed Boder, yikes.
Chat made the call for the back shoulder. It also happens to be my
Uh-oh, Boder, you're getting yelled at. In capitals, I repeat, Boder, don't you dare hurt your shoulder. More, I'm not even close to kidding. Demon Dragon.
Okay. So the wife has spoken, so I will return to right hand.
And I quote, it was in capitals.
I love you.
3 serving 10.
So the difference between shoulders is that this one can do that.
Yeah.
This one can't. It reaches like that. Alright. 10 serving 3, game point. Nope. Yep.
Ace.
And that's the point. All right. So, let me go grab the stool.
Yeah, let's grab the stools. Let's do it. Let's do a podcast, guys. Oh, jeez. All right. First off, Dave, this is where, under normal circumstances, I would shake your hand and say good game. Thank you very much, Johnny, for clipping the mic with the ladder like that.
You gotta move it too.
Let's see how far we can bring this mic over. And thank you to everyone who watched.
Incredibly too long. Don't think you want to watch us play a second one.
Flip Juice is asking for a rematch.
He said one and done.
Oh boy. Oh, hey Dave, how's it going?
Good. How about you?
I'm winded, but having a good time. This was fun. Again, sir, from our distance, good game.
Good game. So, a lot of really stupid things have been happening in gaming lately.
Yeah. You didn't need to say in gaming, but we'll go with in gaming.
So, all black PS5 orders have been canceled after their teams received, and I quote, threats for their safety. Super 3.5 official has been deleted. The company that was saying, hey, here's a PS2 tribute PlayStation 5, they had managed to secure some systems and some accessories, things of that nature.
Like what? Like Scuff Gaming does that. They buy systems and then customize it. What's the difference here except that PS5s are really scarce and people are still butthurt about it?
Yep. And they had originally only released 304 units. Well,
What is the significance of 304? Because that seems like an auspicious number.
because it was released on March 4th of the year 2000, 340.
Okay.
304.
304. Okay.
So it was, it was a good idea. It was unfortunate that
I think that's a really cool idea. I think that's a really cool thing for a company to do is to customize that like that. Unfortunately, because PS5s are scarce, I can see the backlash against it. I cannot see the death threats. Never is it okay for death threats in any walk of life. Wink, nudge. But I could see it being something where, like, they got a system and they got specs for making their own side plates.
yeah.
And selling a conversion kit rather than buying up the scarce systems themselves and selling them at assumedly a markup.
It was actually not that much. It was about $100 over typical retail.
Okay, so
And the controllers themselves were double the cost, but it's because they were custom made and things
the
of that
controllers are
nature.
customed as well, yeah.
I was, surprise, one of the people that got targeted by their ads on all my social medias because I search the word PlayStation 5 every so often and then go, oh.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. It's just unfortunate that people, either they don't like something or they pitch a fit and they don't get what they want and they figure, well, it's the internet, I can say what I want, and nobody ever actually takes it seriously. Oh.
Yeah.
And then, 20 hours later when there's a SWAT team knocking on your door going, hello, we'd like to discuss the threats you made on the person, and they're sort of like, well, I said it on the internet. I didn't mean it.
Dave, we're doing a lot of what I call on Brunch with Boater, the topical tap dance.
How do you mean?
In that everything that we're saying relating to gaming and actions and being held accountable for all that happens to be topical in other parts of the world that we may or may not actually talk about.
Yes. On
It's
Insane
the
Games
topical
TV,
tap dance. We're dancing around bigger issues of the day in our microcosm.
on Insane Games TV, on my broadcast, we also just add the adage, and I'm not talking about whatever game we're playing.
Nice.
They
Okay, that's a good way to
like
put that too.
And it's been
Hydrate, it's important.
exactly. It's been really frustrating looking at the news for gaming this week because it's been not a lot of positives, a lot of negatives, and a lot of people just being generally bitter about not getting PlayStation 5s, Xbox Ones,
Yeah.
the limited release consoles, what games they wanted, or things like that. CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk 2077 are still trending because people continue to just beat that dead horse.
Yeah. Dave, do you want to hear an example of bad news that was turned into good news that turned into bad news?
Sure.
So I guess we can file this under Twitch ban for this week. The PogChamp emote is based on Ryan Gutek's Guterres.
Yes.
And it's a very common emote on Twitch, or rather it was. Guterres this past year ended up going very right-wing deep end, was sharing COVID conspiracy theories earlier in the year, got like a 1-week ban for that.
Who else do we know in the popular media culture that we had lots of stories about that shared a lot of wherewithal, fake stories to generate buzz and things like that? Oh yeah, our weekly crap hats, XQC, and what's the guy's name? Used to be on Twitch.
I don't know, Doctor. It just seems very disrespectful.
Yeah, some kind of disrespectful or ornithologist of some nature or something.
So this past week, after the events that unfolded at the U.S. Capitol on Wednesday, he called for further civil unrest, pretty much egging on the events that had happened and saying it should keep happening. And so Twitch was very quick. I don't even know if he streams on Twitch anymore. I'm not sure what his normal streaming platform is.
Yeah.
He is very popular in fighting game circles and unheard of outside of that, aside from his face being used in one of the most popular emotes on the network.
Although don't discount the fighting game community, it is immense.
It is. Oh, absolutely.
It doesn't have as much of the PR, say, as the FPS community or say the like JRPG or RPG community.
Yeah. So Twitch took down that emote, and a day or two later said, you know what? PogChamp is such an important emote for the community that we are going to bring it back, and it is going to be a different streamer every 24 hours. A way to highlight streamers, a way to send attention their way, a great way of helping the community.
Yeah.
Which sounds great on paper. Unfortunately, one of those that was in the earlier, I don't know if he was the first, but certainly one of the first, was Critical Bard. A black streamer. I don't know what game he normally plays, but when his face became the face of PogChamp for that 24 hours, he got a lot of hate, a lot of vitriol, a lot of threats, probably death threats. People being asses on his channel because he dared to be a somewhat popular person outside of the insular white streamer community that Guterres had been a part of, the original face of that emote.
Yeah.
And Twitch wasn't ready for that. They were caught flat-footed. They had no systems in place to protect Critical Bard from that assault in his chat.
Huh?
He said that it made him feel unsafe to be on Twitch. So it's a good idea, but never discount the amount to which assholes going to be assholes on the internet.
Exactly.
So hopefully Twitch cracks down on that kind of thing. Again, we talked about it a few weeks ago, but they have new guidelines that are going to be going into effect later this month, but aren't technically in effect yet. Just do it. That shit's bad and you get people off the platform. Hello, Orla's Dragon's Bane. How you doing? You missed a intense, might be the word.
One-sided ass kicking is the real terminology for it.
You make it sound more one-sided than it was.
But so, what was the then positive or then negative that came out of that?
Well, no, that was the negative was that wow, this guy was being even more of a douche. The positive was they got rid of his face on the thing and said, you know what, we'll make it community focused. And then the negative was that the community are douchebags too.
You know, I remember when YouTube stirred up this amount of controversy, and now it's Twitch's turn to have this hat.
Yeah, so, you know, Twitch gonna lose advertisers, possibly, and then make it hard for the little guys to stay monetized. I am still fucking bitter about that, YouTube. I am still bitter. Okay, I have more Twitch news, but we're already like 45 minutes into the program. That can wait. Dave, what have you got? What else have you got? Let's go back and
So,
forth.
Fortnite back in the headlines because they recently re-released a skin from Season 4. It is the superhero skin. If any of you know what I'm talking about, you have probably lost to someone in one of those superhero skins.
I was basically only playing when the John Wick skin was the big one, so that was like Season 3.
So if you remember, a lot of the skins in Fortnite very vibrant, and if they weren't vibrant, they contrasted heavily with the surroundings no matter where you were on the map.
Yep.
This skin, unfortunately, is in fact shades of a matte-ish black, where if there are shadows, if there's a dark corner, or if you manage to box in certain areas, you become essentially invisible.
Oh my gosh, you mean someone can play tactically in Fortnite instead of just having to spam building walls and shit?
Oh no, what I mean
Not
is...
in my game, sir!
It is not so much tactical as much as it is, especially with the way the game is formatted and the way the game is played, with the fact that players do have to tactically use building skills and then quickly moving the map to their advantage and keeping momentum on their side, always keeping the high ground, as it were, is definitely the better strategy for Fortnite. But people are calling for a change of the superhero skin, perhaps a change in the pigment, or a sweeping just removal of it, because it is giving people a very unfair advantage. There are lots of clips of people losing to that skin because literally, as if it is out of a moment in Predator, where a player just appears from nowhere and drops the hammer on them. It's a little bit funny, just a little bit.
Yeah, I have no sympathy. Like, I'm sorry, Fortnite players. I understand that the meta is the bright, flashy, whatever, but like, I
Although,
prefer
as in
slightly
any
more
game.
tactical shooters. You should be ready for people. Like, check your corners. Corners and doors, as the quote in Expanse says. That's where they get you. Check them. And like, it's such a big thing. You know that there's a skin like that. Take an extra moment and look closer. Whatever. Just deal with it, Fortnite players. There will be a new, better skin midway through next season. And everyone will forget about this one. Nobody will care.
Okay. So I'll just not bring up Fortnite stories anymore on this program.
No.
We'll do that.
Okay,
but
I'm sorry. I
in-
did play Fortnite. I somewhat enjoyed it, but I was never good at it.
In a lot of these games and things, the metas online change with seasons,
Yeah.
change with additions, things like that, and they give people competitive advantage or disadvantages depending on. And
Yeah, I guess I will take back some of what I said because like I prefer a more tactical shooter rather than the tactical fort builder. But Fortnite is the fort builder, you know, and the big flashy everything. So I do understand that this does break that meta. I do have some sympathy. I don't know, if you were Epic, if you could do something about that or decide not to, what would you do, Dave?
because it is a legacy skin and a lot of your Overwatches, your League of Legends, your things like that, where you've gotten these skins and you're now years removed from them being usable or even gettable at this point.
Yeah, obtainable.
To adjust them is one thing. I would think that, especially if you're playing certain modes, you'd be able to just say you can't use this skin if it's causing to a disadvantage, or knowing that all it really needs is a small tweak in its color base, or adding another gameplay mechanic, such as if certain weapons have an attachment, certain armors or eyes will flash and things like that, and it'll give back a little bit of the tactical and competitive to it, as opposed to just finding a corner and being able to break metas with these things. Although that is part of the online games and things like that.
Demon Dragon says they can ban the skin in competitive play. That's what League of Legends does for some skins. I think that that's probably the simplest thing to do. My thoughts are, if it's possible for them to distinguish, if you got it back in Season 4, leave it untouched. But if you're one of the new wave of people that just got this skin that was done as kind of the celebration of a legacy skin, if they have some way to distinguish when you got it, give them a variant of the skin that adds like a bright gold stripe or something that, you know, would defeat the purpose of the Dark Predator skin.
Hell, make it gold. People love that shit.
Yeah, yeah. So like do something to distinguish the skin. For the people that got it new, if you still have it from Season 4, rock that stealth tech, baby.
Because at the same point, I will tell you that the player bases have changed a lot, and it is a lot of
There's turnover,
as you would call
yeah.
legacy players, but there is a lot of current players that
Yeah.
are new to the game
They
or
never had the chance to get that.
playing on mobile, things like that are now getting switched around.
So, speaking of Fortnite skins, I do have one that actually ties into that and Twitch. Spanish streamer The Grefg, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, Grefg, Grefg, set a viewer record for Twitch.
Very nice.
The previous viewer record was 600,000 simultaneous viewers. The new record set by The Grefg this past week is 2.5 million concurrent viewers.
Hell yeah!
It was on a stream where he was unveiling a Fortnite skin based on him. Again, he is a Spanish language streamer. I believe like there's numerous reasons why Spanish streaming is huge. Among them being that games and the ability to play them is more expensive in Spanish-speaking countries. To generalize, and I know that I'm doing this. Internet access can be more expensive, can be spottier. Getting the PC needed to play things can be harder, and games themselves are more expensive. Even though Fortnite itself is free, those other things.
And in some cases, just inaccessible.
So what people do is that with the infrastructure that they do have, they tune into people playing the games and kind of live vicariously through that. So Spanish streamers can be huge because of reasons like that. So to put into perspective how big a number that is, again, the previous record was 600,000. He did 2.5 million. The biggest record of concurrent viewers for any one game was Fortnite's season ender last year, which was 2.3 million. Remember that they limited the number of people that could come in and actually play during the end of the season, so a lot of people went to watch the streams. So up to a certain point, like that, it got bigger than that. And to a certain point, it's like, wow, this guy set a new record, and everyone wants to watch and kind of be a part of that moment. But still, 2.5 million. Congratulations to The Grefg for setting that number. That will be very hard to surpass going forward. But someone could do it next week. Who knows?
As the old adage goes, ever upward. As a little bit of a hint, because both Boder and I have been doing various medias, performing arts, and things like that for many years. If you can, on your channel or your resume, advertise that you have more than one language, that you have more than one skill, things like that, you are more likely to be attracted, by the way, to viewers or sponsors, things like that, what have you. Never hurts to re-up a little Rosetta Stone, just to be able to stream in other languages, be able to do things. If you're in the US and English is kind of where you top out on language skills, you'll notice that
if American English is where you top out on English,
you'll notice that some reason you're getting jumped by people that can do multiple languages. No other cultures can do other things.
Yeah.
Just as a free tip from me to you.
Yep. Okay. Dave, there's one other story that I sent you. I will leave it to you as to whether we talk about that one or you have more on your docket. So.
Sure. Why don't we hit that one?
Sure.
Because we've already teased it.
So Riot and Bungie are teaming up, and they are filing a joint lawsuit against Cameron Santos. Santos is the owner of multiple cheat distribution platforms, including Gator Cheats, that sells cheat packs for various games, including a pack that the packs retail for up to $135 for cheats in various games. League of Legends, Valorant is a big one, Destiny 2 is a big one, and that's why Riot and Bungie are working together on this.
God. Now remember, these are the exact same people that we talked about a couple of weeks ago that Activision sent a cease and desist.
Yep.
And a couple other companies.
This is the same company?
It is one of those companies were the ones that got the, hey, if you don't stop, legal action will happen. And so a lot of the Call of Duty ones got pulled, but they kept the ones for these other companies, thinking that I guess they weren't going to also be big companies and lawyer.
Yeah, like stop selling cheats or bad stuff's going to happen. They're like, oh, well, we stopped selling yours, and then just someone else just kind of comes in, bad stuff's going to happen!
So instead of getting another cease and desist, they got literally a lawyer up.
Yeah, exactly. Which is great. I love that they didn't file separate lawsuits. They filed a joint lawsuit together. Sorry, I'm watching the replay of me jumping like a madman. It's because it's an industry thing, you know. It does harm. Like it's not a victimless crime in buying cheat packs like that, because when people don't want to play a game, that game stops making money from the people that stop playing it, which hurts the developers, especially in games that are service-based, games as service. If someone would normally be dropping, let's say, $10 a month on a game, but then cheaters make it such that they give up on the game, that's $10 a month they're not getting. And can I just say, $135 for cheats? Back in my day, cheats were free, and the developers put them in there.
Now, Boulder, I'm gonna just have to. Back on my day, we would go to the grocery store, and in the magazine section there would be a big book, and it would say 150 cheats for games, and you would rifle through, and then maybe one game you play with your friends, and you would think, Gauntlet Dark Legacy, I do need 150 chickens. And you'd buy it, you'd go up to your parents and you'd say, book! And they wouldn't look at it, they'd think you're somehow into literature, and then they buy it for you, not realizing that they just goozled themselves out of $12.99 for nothing!
And the rest of the cheats were from Uncle Cletus's redneck, whatever that game is out there.
Your cousin, damn it, I made a video about this game because we had 2 copies of it. Cletus Tucker's Redneck Jamboree.
Yeah.
But we all know how you originally got cheat codes. Your cousin would come over and they would know a cheat code, and they learned it from a cousin that they said at school.
Yeah.
And then you'd write it down on the slipcase.
Of course, the difference is that cheat codes like that are stuff that the developers put in for extra fun stuff, and not in a competitive game. If it's a game that's competitive, then you can just turn off cheats. And
or like Banjo-Kazooie, the game will just bomb your save if you keep using cheats.
Yeah. Or like the Batman Arkham Asylum or Arkham City, where like your cape starts to fail after a while if you had a pirated copy, your ability to fly with the cape would start to fail after about an hour or so, and people would report it as like, this is happening, why is this happening? You should buy the fucking game.
That wonderful little tiny piece of code that the game goes, by the way, there's just a 1 megabyte update we need to put on.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, with these cheat packs, what's basically, you know, you're not buying codes that are built in the game already. You are buying a piece of software that actively hacks the game as you play. That is doing its own decompiling and recompiling and working in between. Which itself may have shades of violating trademark or copyright or something because you're messing with the source code of the game, unlicensed. So that's fun too. So in fact, that's probably where they're going to get them. Not for potential lost sales for people that quit after cheating. It's going to be in messing with the source code of the game.
It's 100% going to be that, because every time you start up a game, you know that thing that pops up that you click I agree on? Ooh, because there's lots of stuff in there about modifying the original base code, applying your own home-generated patches to the game. They use all this verbiage in a lot of these user agreements, and a lot of folks, even if you don't click it, somebody else did.
Yep.
And so if one user clicks through that and then downloads one of your packs, liable.
Yep.
It'll be very interesting to see how this one individual responds against 2 corporations, albeit not necessarily as big as an Epic Games or things like that. By the way, still looking at you, Epic Games, buying your own mall, trying to beat out Insane Games TV. You know what? Next time they're going to be announcing that they have 2 pickleball courts. Well, little brother,
Oh my god.
Yes! There's the clip for the century! Eat a dick, Epic Games!
Oh my god.
So, we've been going on, but I do want to plug something that's happening in gaming very soon that you, the folks out there, can get into. And it has to do with my oldie but goodie, Overwatch.
Ooh.
Starting actually today, January 12th, and going to January 25th, the event is called Kanezaka. And it's adding a new map to Overwatch, the first new map in over 20 months? 10 months?
Nice.
It's been a while.
Over a year. We'll hedge and say over a year.
So, I mean, they've been adding maps to like playtest. So, but this is the first full release map added to the game. And there is, if any of you have played Overwatch with me, you know that one of my favorite characters to have on my team is Hanzo. Because if you have a Hanzo, you're guaranteed to win. Because no one bad ever chooses to play as Hanzo. So, you too
Dave, do you smell that? It smells like sarcasm.
Oh yes. You can never lose if you have a Hanzo, especially on your comp team, especially if things have already rolled downhill and they've been playing as something else the entire game. But there is a really cool Hanzo skin that you can unlock by getting simply 9 wins, and any way you can get them.
With Hanzo?
No, just any character. So you can play, for example, like I always do to get these skins, as say a Bastion, and just toxic the hell out of people, and just brrr, and melt folks left, right, and center. But you can get those by playing winning comp matches, quick play games, or any of the arcade mode games, such as 1v1s, 4v4s, the 6v6 seasonal games, and things like that. But definitely check those out, and definitely keep checking on Overwatch, because they've been getting more and more storyline built up to what I am going to officially declare as soon coming Overwatch 2 news.
Ooh.
I have zero substantiation to that, except that for the first time in months they are cranking out stories, they're adding new comic books, they're updating some of the characters.
Dave, if we start rumors circulating, then we can say, well, there's rumors about this, and it starts circulating, and we're like, now we got to report on the rumors.
So,
topical tap dance.
You know what's not a rumor though? Today, Bethesda released a 30-second trailer. And in that trailer, a particular...
What did they do with the first 31?
That's a very interesting question. In the particular trailer, the fedora, a signature leather fedora, as used by a particular star, movie hero, and then a weapon, a long-reaching one that's made famous in Castlevania, but then used in the movies, a whip. And no mention of when, no mention of a title, and no mention other than some interesting swelling music, and the hat and the whip. But if you check in the credits, like I may or may not have because I looked at the story, it definitely mentions the words LucasArts, Indiana Jones, and so one of Bethesda's upcoming games, and most likely going to be an Xbox exclusive, Indiana Jones is getting some sort of treatment.
So you said LucasArts. Do you mean Lucasfilm Games, the name that Disney has now brought back for some publishing uses? Which
Perhaps.
Lucasfilm Games was the name used for some really early point-and-click adventure games before they started using LucasArts as the general name. And it's weird. I saw the announcement today that they're bringing back Lucasfilm Games as a publisher name. It doesn't change anything. EA still has their exclusive for Star Wars and so forth.
Well,
But
of course.
it just seems odd that most people have nostalgia for LucasArts, and the people that have nostalgia for Lucasfilm Games with like point and click, Curse of Monkey Island, whatever, those aren't the games coming back.
No, I have a feeling we won't see point-and-click games because of the popularity of walking sims, as they are known. And so that's kind of
Well, the thing
replaced
is-
the casual ability and
they
low
could
cost
bring
of entry.
back those IPs with walking sims. You know, they don't have to be the same style of game, but I can see
Yes.
them bringing back the IPs that Lucasfilm Games did back in the day, which would be cool.
So definitely keep on the rumor mill and keep up with the wherewithal, and definitely make sure you rock your Hanzo skins.
Do it.
You can earn it anytime between now and the 25th, and then who knows, maybe 2 years from now, you too will be able to hide in corners in competitive matches and snipe people, and people will complain about it on podcasts.
People complaining about Hanzo, that seems wrong.
It does. It feels filthy. You should never complain about Hanzo, and you should never, ever, ever shame people for throwing a game and then they throw in as Hanzo. There were lots of other gaming stories and news that have occurred this week. If we missed anything out, please let us know in chat. Please let us know in future streams, things like that. We would love to build the program with you, because not just Boater and I running around and doing these shenanigans, you too can get in on the fun and help suggest ideas, topics, things like that. But yeah.
I suppose then that will do it for the Nerd Glasses podcast today.
So what's going on after the Nerd Glasses, Boater?
After Nerd Glasses, I will be back on the set of the Citadel, so that will be, for some reason we're still set up for Nerd Glasses over in that part of the studio, so I'm still going to have to move everything over. But we're going to be going to the Citadel, where I will be playing the first Assassin's Creed game for a few hours, followed by some relaxing while working on the non-Lego version of Neuschwanstein Castle, which is coming along nicely, so stay tuned for that. We'll go offline for maybe 5 minutes, grab some water, hydrate, make some popcorn, and I'll see you right back here on the Citadel.
For all of you that came to watch Pickleball, for all of you that stayed to watch the Nerd Glasses podcast, thank you to everybody for doing this with us every week. We always really appreciate you guys chatting, lurking, interacting. It means a lot. And it helps us to make a case to Dan that we should, get more time and things like that.
Yeah.
So for all of us here at Insane Games TV, make sure to tune in on Saturday for the Clash of the Clans, the Battle of the Champions, and Dave whiffing it once more time in a large fashion. 1 o'clock, Pickleball Stravaganza.
And if you want to see Mother get his comeuppance, then I'm going to lose probably just as bad as Dave is. So, huzzah! Thank you all for watching. I've been Boater.
I've been Dave Mann.
And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.